This video is all about how to shift between your masculine and feminine energies, your yin or your yang energies. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or any other gender expression. By the way, do you like my ice princess look? It's a little bit chilly in here. I just threw this on and I was like, oh, could you imagine if this was like a cape or something? Feels very Nordic. Anyways, I wanted to make this video about how to shift from your masculine energy to your feminine energy and vice versa, depending on the qualities that you want to embody, depending on the energy that is useful for what you're doing. If you haven't already, watch this video about relationship polarity and why it's so important to maintain attraction, communication, and longevity in relationships. I have a lot of experience experimenting with how to embody feminine energy and masculine energy. You've seen my other videos where I share my story about how growing up with a single mom, I embodied masculine energy and traits and independence and ambition and goal getting and striving and stoicism, and developed these things in my life early on. And learning how to shift from my masculine energy to feminine energy took quite a few evolutions of figuring out what works for me. And then I had a period where I was so in free flow, free spirit, total creative, like don't even know what time it is, can't make it on time to anything, like just beautiful, emotional, feminine energy. So I swung from one side to the other. And I have a ton of wisdom and practical advice about how to actually integrate both of these energies in your life, because this is the absolute key for success in relationships and in your own life. How to be intentional with your energy and what you're wanting to create. So although it doesn't matter what gender you are, this is all the things that have worked for me, my personal experience, and I've shared these, of course, with my clients and even my friends, and they found them helpful. But not all of these will necessarily apply to you, but I'm going to share with you what I found to be the most effective. By the way, I'm all about minimum effective dose. I don't like super long morning rituals. I don't like anything that takes a long time. I love very simple, straightforward, and efficient and effective tools and practices to create the results that I want. By the way, that is my masculine energy speaking. Those are very masculine qualities. And when I'm trying to create a result, then that's when I want to use that energy. If I'm wanting to be creative, relaxed, playful, and my pleasure and my creativity, then I don't have those goals or those intentions with the way that I am creatively. So this is why, for me, it is so important that I'm able to weave these energies in my life. And the way that I do that is like this. First, I'm going to share how I tap into my masculine energy, and I'm going to start with that because that's what I've done just before making this video. So this morning I woke up and I didn't really feel like doing anything. I was so relaxed. I started dancing. I was literally like rolling around on the ground, listening to music, stretching my body. And I had on my calendar things that I agreed with myself to do for the day and to make sure that I would stay on a schedule so that I could be finished my tasks early for this weekend, because I'm going on a camping trip and I'm going to Base Coast and I'm really excited. So when my phone beeped, because my calendar was notifying me of prior commitments that I've made with myself, I didn't want to do them. And the beautiful, gooey, feminine part of me was like, no. But because I've had this practice to keep my commitments with myself, and I don't always do it, but today, when I did do it, I sat down on my chair and I didn't want to focus. I actually got up like 3 or 4 times and did some more dancing, just a little bit of procrastination. And then when I came back to sit down, I needed a shift change. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is how to change your energy with water. When you need a shift change, one of the best ways to do it is to jump in the shower. You will cleanse your physical, mental, and energetic body. So this is a total reset, and one thing that I find most helpful when I want to drop into my masculine focus. So, by the way, it's I say masculine and feminine, but yin yang, it's really not about gender, but this is just the easiest way that I relate to communicating about it. But know that this isn't about your gender. This is about different qualities that are very complementary when you're able to use them together, integrated, and consciously choose how you want to operate your human apparatus. Okay, so shift change, water. If you can't have a shower, rinse your hands at the very minimum. Just rinse your hands with water. You can even put some water on the back of your neck, splash your face. This will help to just create a shift change. The very next thing that I like to do is some kind of breath work, anything that really like brings me clarity in my mind. Do I have it? Yeah. I have rosemary essential oils, and I don't even do anything with it. I literally just have it by my desk and I like start sniffing essential oil, just rosemary. This is the one for me. I don't do anything else with it, except when I decide it's time to focus, I just start like inhaling and breathing deep into my belly. There's a ton of other kinds of breath work you can do, but ultimately anything that will bring you clarity. You can do alternate nostril breathing, especially breathing through your right nostril will actually wake you up. Breathing through your left nostril in and out, if you close it, will actually relax your body. So if you want to look up different kinds of breath work, there's so many things on YouTube and on the internet, different kinds of breathing techniques. But honestly, the only thing that I do is just take a very big, deep belly breath, long and slow with my essential oils. And I swear it just makes me very, very present and clear in my mind. So it's the rosemary for me that makes me like, whoa, like paying attention, clear and focused. The next thing that I do is use affirmations. Now, you might have heard me say in other videos, affirmations don't work. Okay, this is the time when they do, okay? Affirmations don't always work when you're trying to override some deep-seated trauma or patterns that are in your unconscious and you just think you can say an affirmation over top of it. The times when affirmations are effective is when it's something that you already believe and you just need to remind yourself and call upon that. So in this case, I use affirmations like this, and I will literally say it out loud to myself. I will even write it down sometimes. I'll say, I am clear, I am focused. What did I say this morning? I am present, I am clear, I am focused. I am present, I am clear, I am focused. I always say it 3 times. I am present, I am clear, I am focused. Okay, I'm affirming the state that I'm intending and that I'm now in this bubble of that energy. If you want to take it to the next level, what I do is I visualize from the center of my heart, I push out this energy and I imagine that I'm pushing out any energy out of my body that doesn't belong to me. So if there's any like procrastination or laziness or anything, I just go from the center of my heart. I just imagine pushing the energy out all the way until I'm sitting in a bubble. And then I'll say the affirmation. You know, I'm explaining this quickly, but I'll do this for a couple of minutes. And then once all of the old stagnant lazy energy is out of my body, I'll say, I am clear, I am focused, I am present. And I fill the bubble with that energy. So I'm now sitting in this thought bubble of my affirmation. After snorting some rosemary, swear to God, this is amazing, okay? So this is how I activate my focus, my clarity, and my discipline. Okay, so this is a tip for a moment-to-moment how to sit down and focus and be disciplined, okay? But overall, if you want to have this more in your life, the way to do that is to create some structures for yourself and commit to them. It doesn't mean you have to schedule every minute of every day, but keep some commitments with yourself, like how you take care of your body. Making that a priority and moving in ways that gives you strength and stability, whether that's lifting weights or doing some kind of challenging activity, and being consistent with it will help you to build trust and stability and reliability with yourself. The other tip I have about really being able to embody your masculine energy is all about complete 100% self-responsibility, which means seeing what role you're playing in the things that you see in your life. Looking after yourself, owning your actions, understanding your triggers, understanding your needs, and taking responsibility to communicate those things. This also means being 100% accountable for your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, and not expecting anybody else to read your mind or to save you. This means not blaming other people when things go wrong and taking the things that happen in your life as a learning opportunity. Respect yourself, be mature, and reclaim your power. These are absolutely foundational things when it comes to integrating a balanced masculine energy in your life. I have a lot more little practical tips and ways that you can actually create shift changes. If you're curious and you'd like me to make more videos on this topic specifically for masculine energy, let me know in the comments below. Now, I want to talk about how to get into your feminine energy, especially if you are a high achieving, very ambitious, or controlling feminine person, especially for women who tend to operate in their masculine energy to the point of burnout and reach unprecedented levels of exhaustion and resentment. I know a thing or two about this because it used to be me. And what I found to actually be helpful was these little tiny shift change things. One thing that I've noticed, and I've also heard other women echo this as well. I also learned this in yogic texts that I read while doing my Kundalini training, is that it actually takes a little bit more time to turn on the feminine energy. And this has proven to be true for me. And what I mean by that is that I could just sniff some essential oils and like get focused. However, turning on my feminine energy for me has been, oh, it's changing color in here. Turning on my feminine energy for me has been a process where it would take more than a few seconds or a few minutes of rinsing my hands, where I would actually need to pause and be alone and have some time. And I would say that it can take, a good half hour to 45 minutes to like really drop into my feminine gooey center. I now have rituals that do actually help me to drop into my body and my feelings and my creativity. It doesn't take that long. However, if I've been working all day, and I've been in the role of space holder and doing sessions with people or creating videos or just working on stuff, I love to give myself about an hour before going and being with people, being with my partner, being with friends, or just anything else I'm doing in the evening to relax. So that might look like going for a walk. I really love connecting with nature. I'm surrounded by beautiful forests and gardens and parks and ocean and mountains here. So for me, connecting with the elements absolutely connects me to my feminine essence. And I think that this is probably true also, like regardless of what your gender is, if you're more comfortable in more masculine dominant essence or feminine, I think being in nature just helps you kind of align to your natural essence without trying to be like, which oils am I going to use or what ritual do I do? I think if you just spend time in nature, you will reconnect with your own nature. So that's definitely my number one tip. Is for me, what I do is I go and I spend time in nature. I stick my feet in the sand or the water, or I just go for a long, slow walk just for an hour, not like a workout walk, but just connecting to my environment and the birds and the trees and all the beauty. Okay, so the next thing is about creating little rituals. Walking after working for me is definitely a ritual, and you might have some other things you do, maybe having a skincare routine, sitting down and journaling, doing some meditation or dance, or something that you do to connect with yourself. Any kind of, maybe people use essential oils in other ways, you can rub them into your body, massage your own feet, have a bath. There's so many different ways that you can create rituals or anchors in your day to say, okay, now we're turning off the work and the analyze and the organizing and planning, and now it's time to just relax, okay? I recommend you just pick one thing that's like your go-to thing. You can have all of this stuff and that's great, and that's so feminine to have like a million different options. But if you want to make it easier for yourself, maybe like, I don't know, I haven't actually done this, but maybe you have like an essential oil for like focusing and working, and then you have one that's for relaxation, maybe lavender or something. I don't really like lavender, but if you have something to say, okay, now it's time to be in the relaxation energy. It's time to be more in the beingness and the receiving and the relaxing and the feeling and the energy of what, is happening in the moment. So whatever you do, just pick some kind of a ritual. Maybe it's a bath, maybe it's a walk, maybe it's journaling for 5 minutes when you're done work to just kind of like say, okay, my day is done. I'm feeling this way. Something that allows you to connect with how you're feeling is a great idea. Something that allows you to feel your body. So maybe doing yoga or some kind of movement, also breath work, something that connects you with your breath and your body and your presence and your feeling. All right, the next thing I'm going to share with you is the one that I've found to be the most difficult and the most rewarding, which is receiving. This means actually asking for support, asking for help, even if it's something you could do on your own. Asking for help is an opportunity for someone else to give, and it's an opportunity for you to receive. I did this recently when I asked my brother to help me hang my pictures up on my wall. Like, yeah, I could have figured it out on my own. It would have been harder. I would have struggled. It probably would have taken 2 weeks longer than what I actually did was just said, actually, I didn't even ask him. I just told him, I was like, oh, I need to get my pictures up on my wall. And he offered. And in the past, I would have been like, oh, it's okay. I don't want to bother you. I'll do it. No problem. But when he offered, I recognized it, but it took a minute of processing and going, oh yeah, I would really love that. That'd be great. And then it was a moment for us to connect and spend time together. And he helped me put up my pictures. So over the years, it's taken conscious intention to allow people in my life to support and give to me. And even though that was the most uncomfortable thing, I would say, in the whole process of being more in my feminine energy, it's the most rewarding because it creates connection. It creates intimacy and connection in my relationships, in my family, in my friendships, and it's so beautiful. Another way that you can receive is to speak your wishes to your partner about what you would like sexually, which leads me to my next point of embracing your sexual energy and expressing your sexuality. Now, this doesn't mean you have to suddenly become promiscuous. That's not at all what this is about. This is about connecting with yourself and with your truth and who you are as your authentic self before all of the opinions of the world and before what everybody else thinks you should be and want to do and look like and all of that. This is about connecting with the part of you and knowing what brings you authentic, real pleasure. It's about knowing who you are deep down and what makes you feel most alive. Connecting with your original essence, your original desire. Your sexual energy is your creativity. And so every amount of time that you spend, I do recommend first on your own, touching your body, feeling and connecting with what brings you pleasure if it's not quite comfortable yet to communicate with your partner. Connecting with yourself first on your own. And then when you're ready, bringing those desires into your relationship and inviting them so that you can receive physically, mentally, and emotionally the things that you most need and desire. Now, if this feels uncomfortable, come check out my workshop, Orgasmic Existence. It's all about releasing old stories, limiting beliefs, and cultural conditioning, and replacing it with greater intimacy, pleasure, freedom, and self-awareness of who you are and what you want as an exquisitely liberated sexual being. If you want to experience greater intimacy, sex, affection, pleasure, and fulfillment, feel more at home in your body, and feel confident to ask for what you want, definitely come check out this workshop. You can come to thelivingnarrative.com or check out the link in the description below. One more thing that I want to share with you about connecting with your feminine energy is about self-expression and creativity. without any purpose, without any goals of it needing to look anyway or you needing to be good at it. This isn't about skill. This isn't about goals. This is just about free-flowing exploration. So pen to paper with no objective, trying something new that you haven't done yet, dancing, moving your body in a free-flowing way, allowing yourself to feel and connect to a spark of inspiration inside of you, and then let that line take shape, or let that movement live and be expressed through your body. So putting yourself into new ways of creating things, getting your hands in the dirt, maybe making something with clay, anything that allows you to be creative without any measurement of whether it's good or not. It's all about doing it for the sake of doing it, not for the sake of having some really perfect coffee mug, which I tried to do. I did have an intention that I was going to make this coffee mug that I would be able to drink out of. And it was just too thin, it didn't work. I only tried once, but when I got there and I was like, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be making a mug. I thought it was going to be so easy. And then when I actually started to make it and the wall kept caving, I was like, oh, I didn't know that, but I just let go. Who cares if I'm going to drink out of this cup or not? It's just going to be fun. I'm going to have fun with it. And it was fun and it was great. So try new things. Definitely for me, dancing is the way to creatively express my body, my sensuality, and to reconnect with my feminine energy. So I hope that you found this video helpful. There's lots of stuff in here. If you have any questions, if you want to know more, if you want more tips, I have so many, but I don't want to make like a 2-hour long video. What I will say is that I've tried many different things, and I find these little rituals and anchors that allow me to drop in, for example, the essential oils. I even have binaural beats that I listen to. Different frequencies get me into different moods. And when you can understand how something affects you, when you find that thing, you're like, oh, this is really effective, stick with it. You don't have to do 10 more things. You can just do that one thing that will help you get focused, get confident, get clear. And if you're wanting to get into your feminine energy, you have something. For me, it's dance, moving my body in a very intuitive way, and giving myself the space and the time to make sure that I'm not like rushing it. I give myself a good half hour to really drop in. And so when you get to know yourself and you know what you need, then you can, with your conscious awareness, intend to use these energies depending on what's needed in the moment, depending on what your task is, what your role is, who you're spending time with, and what feels good for you most importantly. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.